What's up, guys? This is Anime Crossover. I'm back with a new episode of What If Naruto Was Goku's Descendant Part 4. And if you did enjoy this video, give it a like. And if you're new on my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell for my crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new video.
The squad formations in Chapter 6 begin the Kakashi survival saga. If you believed Naruto didn't get much sleep after his battle with Mizuki in the wild outside of the village, you were correct. In fact, he was walking away from that battle right now, carrying the scroll of sealing, with the morning sky above shining on the still empty streets, and if you looked upon Naruto's forehead, you would notice that he was wearing a new headband, which happened to be Iruka's that he had passed on to him. After Naruto dealt the fatal blow on Mizuki, the ANBU ninja arrived and took the still-alive Mizuki into custody, where he would be held for an indefinite period of time. They realized Naruto possessed the scroll of sealing and decided to let Naruto take the scroll back to the third himself because he had worked so hard to defeat Mizuki. If you looked at the youngster right now, he was dirty, with bruises and dirt on his face and clothes, as well as dried blood, but he was okay and already recovering. If you were wondering if Naruto had forgotten his Z-staff, you'd be wrong because he was clutching it in his right hand with the ends tucked away. Something tells me that if I hadn't gone through all of Master Zen's training, I probably wouldn't have beaten Mizuki. His destination was the academy, not the Hokage residence, because that was not where the old man's office was. With his painful legs, he proceeded through the empty corridors as no one was around before ascending some steps to the correct floor. When he arrives on the appropriate floor and walks down the hall, he may be seen holding the scroll of sealing in his arms. Man, the old man had better be happy. If this doesn't brighten his day, I don't know what will. As he approached the door of the old man's office, he heard what sounded like a large group of people panicking, and Naruto did not identify any of the panicking voices as the third Hokage. Naruto now stood in front of the door, silent, tired, as he let his forehead hit with the door, reverberating aloud on the other side of the door, silencing the noises. He heard what sounded like the third calling him to come in, even though he didn't realize it was Naruto himself, and telling Naruto to come in irritated Naruto because of his current state. Nonetheless, he did as instructed, reaching one of his hands still holding the scroll, twisting the knob, and then pushing the door forward with his forehead. The door gently swings open, and Naruto walks forward, one exhausted step at a time, inside the room. Two of the elders, Koharu and Homaru, were inside, with the third occupant evidently being the third Hokage, as all of them had wide eyes as Naruto carefully walked in with the scroll of sealing in hand. "Naruto!" exclaimed the third, surprised. "Hey there, you old monkey," Naruto replied tiredly. "I think I put too much in that Kamehameha." "Not to self, don't put too much in that Kamehameha unless you want to have a bad day in not only daily life but especially in the middle of a battle." "The scroll of sealing," said Koharu, pointing to the object in his grasp. "Thank goodness," Homaru exclaimed, sighing. The third inquired, "Naruto, did you retrieve the scroll? Haven't your masked ninjas shown up to tell you?" "Surprisingly, no, they haven't. Perhaps they wanted me to say it." "Bastards," Naruto murmured, a funny sleepy smile on his face. "Here is your scroll." He extended his hands as if handing the scroll to them. "Now, I hope you don't mind if I take a nap." Naruto fell forward, hitting the floor, the scroll rolling over the wooden floor and Naruto snoring, and the third did nothing but smile. "Naruto defeated Mizuki?" Homaru questioned, bending down to take up the scroll of sealing. "And the gentleman was a Chunin." "This boy is special," Koharu added. "Indeed he is," the third replied, still smiling. "We should have our best medicals come over here and fix him right up, and he should be able to make it to his team placement after that." Minutes later, Naruto is seen sitting in the chair next to the third, his wounds totally healed due to the medical ninja who came and went not long ago. The boy simply snored, and the third simply grinned. "You should have seen it," Sarutobi, Master Zen, who is revealed to be standing next to an open window, stated. At first, the boy struggled, but he eventually defeated Mizuki. How? Well, let's just say he had more brains and sheer willpower alone, and we'll just leave it at that. Even though his opponent was tough and he pulled through, Naruto now at this very moment only continues to grow stronger. I am even willing to wager that with time he will even surpass Neji Hyuga, who I know is seen as the strongest genin in this village by far. In fact, I hear that he has been given the title by the people known as the Genin of Genins. Do you think Naruto will be able to outperform that boy? You don't? I never said he couldn't or wouldn't, but knowing Naruto, he can pull it off. Neji is stronger than Sasuke, and if it had been Neji in Naruto's place last night, he might have made short work of Mizuki himself. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the future. True. I have a question for you, Sarutobi, and that is, who are you giving Naruto as his instructor? Kakashi Hatake. The copy ninja Kakashi, the Sharingan ninja himself? That's exactly right. Interesting. Zen, when are you going to tell me why you chose Naruto as your student? I know you don't pick many students for your special training sessions, so why did you resurface choosing Naruto? I wish I could tell you, but I can't. If you want to know why, this conversation would have to take place somewhere private where no one else's ears could hear. Would you tell me where it was if there was such a place? I would, but only if you knew of such a location. Sarutobi looked toward where Master Zen should have been, but the man was vanished, and the window he had entered through had been closed. Even to him and a few others, his relative remains a mystery. Returning to the current circumstance at hand for one Naruto Uzumaki, the boy wakes up in the seat in front of the third Hokage and yawns. Old man, what are you doing in my room? We are not in your apartment, Naruto, you are in my office. Huh? Do you remember when you decided to nap on my floor? Oh yeah, he remembered, followed by, "Ah. What's wrong? What time is it? Am I too late for the formations?" he frantically inquired. Calm down, Naruto, you still have plenty of time before then. Naruto breathed a sigh of relief. In the meantime, I'd like to personally thank you for locating and apprehending Mizuki. What can I say? I guess I was just in the right place at the right time. That you were, and if you hadn't, Mizuki might have gotten away with the scroll of sealing, and with its secrets revealed to him or others, the leaf might have been finished. You officially saved the Hidden Leaf Village, Naruto, and I thank you once more. All in a hero's work is all, Naruto exclaimed, grinning. From what Iruka has told me, you handled Mizuki very well on your own. You must have grown very strong to be at this level? How is Iruka-sensei, by the way? He'll be fine and back in the classroom by tomorrow. In the meantime, Master Zen's training must have really shaped you into quite the strong lad. How does it go for you? I know the man, but he keeps his special training methods hidden even from me. Oh? I'm sure you wouldn't want to share such information with me, would you? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to go against your teacher's wishes, Naruto, I understand. You do? The third responded with a single nod. Oh, that's good because I thought I was going to have to go into some long monologue explaining how I did it, when and where I did it, and how to do it. The third laughed. No, I would never force you to do something you don't want to do. That will be a different story as a ninja, huh? Yes, the life of a ninja is difficult, but I am confident that you will do just fine. Now, Naruto, you don't want to be late. Yeah, best advice I've heard so far today, Naruto remarked, straightening up and stretching his arms above his head. After just a nap, I feel fully re-energized and refreshed. Before you leave, Naruto, because you stopped Mizuki from fleeing the village with the scroll of sealing, I'm promoting you. You mean a Chunin like Iruka-sensei? Naruto inquired, his face beaming. No, Naruto, too soon for that. After your test with your new sensei, you will be a Susumiru, Advance, Genin, which only a few Genin earn or are given. With the duties of being a Susumiru, you may be called on more missions to begin higher-ranked assignments with other Susumiru Genin. Are the other Susumiru Genin strong? I am certain they are, and I can tell you that one of them is a Hyuga clan member. In that case, count me in. First, you'll need a team and a sensei, Naruto, and it'll be up to him to determine whether you and your team have what it takes. Why do older people have to speak in riddles? Now follow me. And along I shall. Naruto exclaimed as he dashed out the door, leaving it open and a chuckling Hiruzen Sarutobi behind. That kid has a lot of energy. Naruto was sprinting down the hallway to Iruka's classroom when he had to round another bend and nearly collided with a man waving an orange book in front of his face. The man was dressed as a Jonin ninja and stepped aside, allowing Naruto to tumble forward, crashing on the floor and rolling forward till he came to a halt, Naruto now sitting and rubbing his hands atop his head. Naruto cast an outraged angry look over his shoulder at the man who kept his face in that orange book giggling and appeared to have silver hair, the man's face obscured by the open book. In reality, why is he so close to the book? Is it that wonderful, or is he simply weird? Most likely both. Tsunade, exclaimed the silver-haired man, followed by a giggle. Who the heck is that guy? Naruto wondered, his head stroking the top of his skull. Oh, sorry over there, replied the silver-haired man, raising a hand to demonstrate that he understood he was over there and what had just happened. I'm just enjoying the roads of life. But more like the pages of life, the man says, chuckling to himself. Pages of life, that's a good one. In any case, you shouldn't be running through these halls in the first place, because accidents happen. I'm just in a hurry here. Well, you'd better get in there quickly because your time is almost up. What? I'd say about 30 seconds before that door shuts. Naruto, startled, bolted down the corridor toward the open door of Iruka's classroom, the silvered-haired man lazily walking and quietly following behind with a gentle giggle. When Naruto arrived at the open door, he rushed through it as if it were going to close on its own, Naruto landing on the floor of the classroom on his front with other graduates looking at him oddly. What was that all about? Sasuke wondered, his gaze drawn to Naruto from his seat. Naruto rolled onto his back, lifting his hands above his head as if in triumph, and murmured aloud. I've made it. And just in time as well. Naruto recognized the familiar voice from a few seconds before as he looked to the door and saw it closed shut by the silver-haired man who had his back to him, book no longer in his face, and was wearing a mask around the bottom part of his face. The man turned around, revealing that he was wearing his headband over his left eye and smiling with his eyes closed, and stated. Glad you can make it, Naruto. You, Naruto exclaimed, pointing an accusing finger at the man who had appeared seconds before in this chamber. Yes, I know most of you are wondering where Iruka is. He is currently on leave today, so I will be taking over just this once to announce your team placements, so everyone take a seat. Kakashi began walking to Iruka's desk, as I look for the appropriate charts. Meanwhile, as he searches for it, Naruto climbs up the stairs, and Kiba snickers and says. Nice entrance. Bite me, doggy, Naruto said as he passed Kiba, receiving a growl. The only available seat right now was close to Sakura, who was sitting next to Sasuke. Oh, hey Naruto? Sakura said. Seat taken? Naruto inquired. It's completely free. Lucky me. As Naruto took his seat next to Sakura, he locked eyes with Sasuke once more. Kakashi was flying from one point to another in the front of the classroom, panning his head left and right looking for that dang clipboard with a chart of who was with whom and what team they were on. Now, if I were an Iruka, where would I put it? Kakashi wondered as he searched under an eraser to the chalkboard for some strange reason. For some strange reason, he sped to the other side of the board, now holding two erasers in both hands and slamming them together, causing chalk dust to fly out, followed by a chuckle from him. It's always fun to do that, Kakashi replied before tossing the chalk erasers aside and speeding around the front of the classroom in search of what he was looking for. Where did he put it? Are all boys like this when they want to kill each other? Sakura mused, aware that Naruto and Sasuke were locked in that stare once more. Naruto? Sasuke? Kakashi abruptly comes to a halt in his search and snaps his fingers in awareness. The desk, exclaimed one. Kakashi approaches Iruka's desk, opens the drawer, and there it was as he reached in and pulled it out. He scratched the back of his neck and said to the class. Found it. Who the heck is this guy? Questioned Sasuke. If he's supposed to be a ninja, I'm not sure why it took him so long to find the chart. Now, shall we begin? Team 8 will consist of Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame, and your instructor will be Kurenai Yuhi, Kakashi said. At least I'm not paired with Naruto or Sasuke, Kiba reflected. Shino was as quiet as the dead, only adjusting his glasses, while Hinata moaned quietly within. I really wanted to be on Naruto's team. Team 9 is still in play from last year. Team 10 will consist of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi, with Asuma Sarutobi as your instructor. Damn it, I'm not on Sasuke's team, Ino screamed in her head. Great, I'm on the same team as Ino, this is such a pain. Choji did nothing but munch, 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 munch on a bag of potato chips. Would you look at that, I accidentally skipped a team, Kakashi muttered, scratching the back of his head as he examined the chart. Please forgive me for my inexperience. Team 7 will consist of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto just smirked as he watched Sasuke from the corner of his eye, while Sasuke appeared to be doing the same as Naruto, with Sakura ignoring him. Something tells me that this isn't going to end well. Your instructor will arrive soon. Naruto inquired, what's his name? You'll find out soon enough, and now for the rest of you. Kakashi then called out additional teams, and one by one, each teacher stepped out, scooping up their squad and walking out the door. Of course, not all of the teams would make it, but just a select few or more, like only the ones capable of being ninja. After the squads were called out, Kakashi went, leaving Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura alone to wait for their instructor, despite the fact that 3 hours had elapsed. The three were separated amongst Iruka's classroom, with Sasuke just leaning against the wall next to an open window looking outside upon the village in total boredom, Sakura sitting alone at a table already impatient and wondering where the hell their instructor was, and Naruto standing on the floor below in front of the room slowly twirling his Z-staff around his form in total boredom. "That's new?" Sakura asked, capturing Naruto's attention and halting his activity to glance up at her. "What's new? I recall your staff being made of bamboo, and didn't Sasuke break it?" "Oh yeah, I just got a new one. Strange, I didn't see it anywhere on your back, Naruto?" "Well, that's because this one can extend." "You mean, like stretch?" "Nothing like that. It would be better if I showed you." Naruto held his Z-staff horizontally before him, and as he pressed the Z button with his right pointer finger, the red ends of the staff sank back in, and then he rotated his stored Z-staff into his sash and spoke. "Ta-da! That's actually really cool, Naruto. Thanks." "Hey, Sasuke, did you see that?" Sakura questioned, gazing toward Sasuke, who was still staring outside, having either completely disregarded their entire talk or simply wasn't interested in the least. "What a brooder," mumbled Naruto. "What shop did you get it from?" Sakura inquired. "I didn't buy it, says the buyer. Uzumaki, did you steal it?" "I didn't steal it, it was given to me." "Who?" "Sorry, Sakura, I really can't say." "Why not?" Sasuke asked, still staring out the window. "What makes this person so special that you can't reveal his or her name?" "It's none of your business, and that's it, end of story, you jerk." "Humph. This was once my friend's, Master Zen, staff, and he passed it on to me, so I must have made an impression," Naruto said, turning his gaze to the classroom door. "Someone's coming." "There's no one coming, Naruto, you must be hearing things," Sasuke assumed. Then they heard the approaching footsteps, which drew Sakura and Sasuke's attention to the door, which was then partially opened by a gloved hand, followed by a foot stepping out of it. Then he unveiled himself when the door was parted wide open and none other than Kakashi stepped out, saying aloud with a closed-eye smile. "Guess who? What exactly are you doing back here?" Naruto inquired. "Isn't it obvious, and you three are calling yourselves ninja? Don't tell me you're our instructor?" Sasuke questioned, his tone angry and irritated. "You've got it." "What?" Both Naruto and Sakura screamed angrily. "My name is Kakashi Hatake, and I will be, we know, but do you mean to tell us that you were our instructor the whole time, leaving us here for 3 hours straight?" Sakura shouted angrily. "That's a whole new level of low," Naruto grumbled. "And annoying," Sasuke said. "Well, I wanted to see if the three of you had any patience, but it doesn't seem like a virtue to the three of you, now does it?" "Either that or you were reading your perverted novel," Naruto explained. "What was that?" inquired Kakashi. "I've seen the covers of that book of yours you were reading out in the hall, perv." "First and foremost, I am not a pervert, and second, it is a romance novel. Read it for yourself and you will see, but oh, you're not 18. Sorry, but this is only for mature audiences." That's the same excuse Master Zen used, Naruto thought, twitching his right eye. "I have 2 teachers who are both perverts, which is fantastic. Now I'd like the 3 of you to meet me on the roof, which will earn you a reward. See you there." Kakashi puffs away, leaving behind his squad to be or not to be and ninja to be or not to be, the Jonin now seen sitting on the roof railing reading his filthy novel while waiting for his team of 3 to arrive. Sasuke was the first to arrive, which didn't surprise him because he either wanted his prize or just wanted to learn what he had to teach him, which was most likely the latter. He looks over Sasuke's shoulder and sees Sakura walking with Naruto in the back, his hands behind his back. When the two are finally precisely aligned in front of him, with Sasuke in the center, Naruto to the left, and Sakura on the right, he gives one simple command. "Sit." The 3 did as Kakashi instructed, and he then humorously adds, "Good boys and girls." This elicited a snarl from the 3. "Don't you 3 growl at me like dogs?" "Now, Sasuke, since you arrived first, are you ready for your reward?" "What exactly is it?" "It is the most valuable reward of all, and it will help you in your future missions and battles." "And that is?" Sasuke inquired, unsure if it was a jutsu. Kakashi merely raised his hand and gave a thumbs up, saying, "You are doing a good job now, keep it up, and there is no telling how high you can climb." The group fell silent until Sasuke eventually broke the stillness. "What exactly was that?" "That was your reward, of course." "How are words supposed to aid me in my upcoming missions and battles?" "They are words of encouragement because you never know when you'll be on your last legs and have a sort of mini flashback, and when that happens, you'll remember the words of encouragement I gave you. Pretty cool, don't you think?" "Stupid is more like it," mutters Sasuke. "Now I'd like for the 3 of you to introduce yourselves by telling me your name, your likes and dislikes, and finally your dreams for the future. For example, my name is Kakashi Hatake, my likes and dislikes are none of your business, and my dreams and hopes for the future are the same. That's me, and now it's your turn. He only told us his name, mumbled Sakura. Let's start with you, Bubblegum, Kakashi said, gesturing to Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruno, and my interests include reading and studying medical jutsu. My dislikes include one Ino Yamanaka, and my dreams and hopes for the future are none of your business. Well, someone appears to be sensitive. Now it's your turn, Mr. Avenger. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't particularly like anything or anyone, and as for my so-called dreams, they aren't so much dreams as they are plans to restore my clan and kill someone. Dark much? Naruto remarked, chuckling, after receiving a frown from Sasuke. Now it's the hyperactive one's turn. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen as well as other foods because I have such a large appetite and to train myself for the sake of becoming stronger. I dislike people with arrogant personalities such as a certain someone sitting to my left as well as how long it takes ramen in a cup to boil, and my ultimate dream is not just becoming Hokage, but becoming the strongest warrior in the world, a legend of legends. Interesting, Kakashi observed. Well, now that we've all gotten to know one another a little better, it's time for me to reveal your true test to the three of you. What true test? Sakura inquired, perplexed. What exactly do you mean by that? Sasuke inquired. Don't tell me our graduation exam wasn't really Naruto asked, but Kakashi answered before he could. That's right, it wasn't, you three are still academy students. You've got to be kidding me, Sasuke exclaimed, leaping from his seat. So, what was the point of it all? Sakura questioned, leaping from her seat. The purpose of it was to separate the men from the boys, so to speak, to separate those who were capable from those who were not capable, to repeat only an additional year to try again next year, and if they fail, they are dropped, just like you three will be if you don't meet the necessary requirements of being a ninja. There's no way I'm repeating a year, Naruto exclaimed as he rose up. Now that is over and done with, your survival exercise will begin tomorrow morning on Field 3, and the three of you should be there at 7 o'clock sharp, and don't bother eating breakfast because you might puke. If he's warning us about throwing up, then either this survival exercise is going to be difficult or it's a ruse, Naruto reasoned. That's all for today. Remember to arrive at 7 o'clock sharp or you and your entire team will fail. You can't be serious, Sasuke questioned. Oh, I am, Sasuke, and if there is one thing you should know about me, it is that I am a man of my word. Now have a good day, you three, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Kakashi then vanished before them with body flicker, letting the three to decide whether or not to be ninja. Naruto crossed his arms over his chest, thinking to himself about what was going to happen in this survival exercise tomorrow, and Sasuke did the same. Sakura was as well, although she was scared about failing. So, all 3 years of academy training for nothing? Sasuke wondered aloud. Naruto walked away, saying, it wasn't nothing, Sasuke. Then what would you call it? I'd call it something. This is probably what the entire 3 years of academy training was all about, to prepare us for this exercise. Sakura agreed with a nod. And where exactly are you going? Naruto came to a halt, laying a hand on the roof railing and gazing over his shoulder at Sasuke. To study. Study? No offense, Naruto, but when did you ever study? Sakura inquired, having never seen Naruto with his face in a book. It's a different way of studying, Sakura, but I'll see you both tomorrow, later. Naruto then sprang up and over the railing, leaving Sasuke to turn and walk the other way, causing Sakura to ponder what Naruto meant by his method of study. I should study, too, just in case. Master Zen, the undefeated of Tai, was sitting on a rock in the middle of a running river, with a waterfall in the background constantly pouring down. The man concentrated with his eyes closed, drowning out every noise around him. I sensed your presence from a mile away, Master Zen exclaimed abruptly. Naruto poked his head out from behind the bark of a tree on the coastline to the old man's left. How did you know I was here? I kept my mouth shut. I will teach one day, but not right now. How did your placement go? Well, you wouldn't be able to guess who I was paired with, Sakura and Sasuke Uchiha. Okay, how did you know that? I'm hearing things. That, or you're stalking me, and just who is your instructor? Kakashi Hatake. Master Zen gently opened his eyes, panning his attention toward Naruto in quiet for a few seconds. So, I take it you've heard of him? Naruto inquired. Kakashi's name and reputation are well known throughout the lands. Do you think you could tell me more about him? I've never met the man, only heard of him. What do you want from him? Our real exam, a survival exercise, is tomorrow, and I was thinking about gathering any information about him that might be useful when I go up against him tomorrow. Do you think you're going to fight? I don't know how we won't. You're already fighting smart by gathering all possible information on your adversary. Naruto smiled as he continued, I learned from the best. Kakashi, he is known and feared by two well-known names, the copy ninja. And what about the other? The Sharingan Kakashi. Sharingan? You mean to tell me he's a Uchiha? Of course not. Then why do they call him Sharingan Kakashi? Did you notice how his headband was constantly covering his left eye? Yeah, I did. Are you telling me that under it is? That's exactly right, but why just on the left? Naruto, this man is far beyond your level, and, of course, Mizuki's. There is no way you could beat him. He is said to have over 1,000 jutsu at his complete disposal. 1,000? You're kidding, right? I am not. This man is a seasoned ninja who was previously a member of the ANBU Black Ops, and his previous master was the Fourth Hokage himself. Oh wow. I just got chills, Naruto exclaimed as he looked down to the seashore he was standing on. Are you scared? Master Zen inquired, noticing Naruto's slight trembling. A little, but most of all, he smiled back at Master Zen, I am excited. Master Zen burst out laughing. How am I going to beat him? Says the narrator. You? Yeah? Naruto, always remember that there is no I in team. Okay, is there anything else you can tell me or teach me? Don't try to push it. Okay, for the time being, the most important thing you should do is practice your ki control. The rest is up to you and your team. Thanks. Remember to fight smart, Naruto. I will do my very best. Ki control is the fundamental and secret to understanding Master Zen's teachings that Naruto would be taught in the future, particularly the methods Master Zen was familiar with. Naruto was still standing in the shallow water, concentrating or charging up, where Master Zen was meditating on the river with a flowing waterfall in the background. With his teeth clenched and a bead of sweat falling from his brow, the water around his form began to flare up just below knee level of his legs, the kid focusing on honing his ki. Remember that practice makes perfect, and once you've fully perfected yourself in ki control, it should make it that much easier for you to learn any other techniques I have to offer you down the line, especially in how much power you put into your Kamehameha and yourself. Is it always this hard? Of course it is. It was difficult for me at first, but I eventually mastered it. This is stressful. Naruto exclaimed, his clenched teeth visible as the water rose slightly higher to just beyond knee level. You appear to be about to pull something, Naruto, Master Zen replied, his eyes closed, and he could hear Naruto roaring. Can you please stop right now, Naruto? Naruto did as instructed, allowing himself to fall back into the water, and he can even hear Master Zen approaching him as he strolled over the water before pausing and looked down at Naruto with his arms crossed across his chest. There is a better way for you to improve your ki control. How? It's a practice called meditation. Sounds boring. But it's necessary. Do I really have to? If you want to improve your ki control faster, you should be grateful for this method because it was not presented to me in my training back then. How does this method? Naruto sits himself up now, bits of his hair hanging over now that it's wet, quicken my progress in ki control? First, you will have to learn a new jutsu. What kind of jutsu? Naruto inquired, his gaze drawn to Master Zen, who was standing on the water as if it were a floor. And how are you going about doing that? The jutsu you will be learning is actually a forbidden one that is contained within the scroll of sealing. Are you serious? Naruto said as he stood up. What kind of jutsu is this? It's called the Shadow Clone Jutsu. The Shadow Clone Jutsu, as in the same jutsu that Mizuki used against me and Iruka-sensei? The same as the use of this jutsu takes up a lot of chakra, and do you remember seeing Mizuki's conditions when she was abusing the technique? Yeah, I noticed that sweat running down his brow from a mile away, Naruto smirked. That is why the jutsu is considered forbidden, because if Mizuki kept abusing the jutsu throughout that battle, he would have surely killed himself. This jutsu requires absolute caution in its use, and Mizuki knew that. This jutsu could be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. If you know this is true, why are you teaching it to me? Because, Naruto, you have benefits. What exactly do you mean by benefits? I'm sure you heard from Mizuki about what you keep imprisoned within you. Naruto lowered his gaze, allowing his hair to fall over his eyes and his hands to form fists. Yeah. I'm sure you knew the whole time, huh? Are you completely honest? I'm not asking you to be reserved. I did. That's not why you chose me out of all people, is it? Of course not. Naruto raised his head, a smile on his face once more. Well, that's good to know. Are you ready to start learning the jutsu? Hell yeah. Says one. I'm sure you're aware of how the shadow clone differs from other clone jutsu by now, right? shadow clones are real, not illusions. Excellent, now don't expect to nail this jutsu on your first try, understand? Is anything ever easy? Nothing ever is, Naruto. Then where would the fun be in that if it was? Do you remember the seal that Mizuki used for the jutsu? You mean, Naruto draws across, this jutsu is not easy to master. In fact, it is dangerous and potentially fatal. I like how risky it sounds. If you're that eager, we'll get started right away. Master Zen stood atop the boulder in the center of the river, arms folded across his chest, studying Naruto who was practicing the jutsu on the shore. He kept watching Naruto call out the jutsu using chakra, but every time one or two came out, they were a wreck or occasionally regarded good but not in a healthy condition. He continued to observe Naruto's jutsu practice, although he was aware of his shortcoming. It's his chakra control. It's terrible, and what makes it so terrible is the overwhelming amount he carries, and there is one certain fox inside him you would have to thank for that, adding to the amount he carried before thanks to his mother's side. I will admit that Naruto would eventually master his ki control without the assistance of this jutsu, but who knows how long it could take. Master Zen has a mental playback of Naruto's performance with the Kamehameha wave against Mizuki. I'm sorry to say this, Naruto, but when you used the Kamehameha last night on a mastering level, it was only out of rage. At first, I thought you did master but I miscalculated it seems, I know because I sensed it and would explain how exhausted you were after using it. You managed to put in the right amount but you overflowed the technique itself. I'm surprised Mizuki didn't die. Simply told, Naruto put in the proper degree of ki into the Kamehameha, but because his ki control at the time was so poor, he had to put in more than he should have in order to appear to master and use the technique, not to mention with the help of fury. Because of his low chakra control, he was performing the same thing with the shadow clone jutsu. Naruto was getting there, but he was doing a little bit too much to learn the jutsu. Master Zen let Naruto keep going to see how long it would take him to master the shadow clone jutsu at his current rate, and believe it or not, it took Naruto a total of 2 hours to get it down before falling to his buttocks with 10 shadow clones around him mimicking his action. Naruto raised his head, staring at Master Zen, who was looking at him with a calculating eye and giving him the thumbs up. I did it. Not quite. Huh. Master Zen proceeded across the river to the seashore, where he found Naruto still sitting, perplexed. What do you mean by that? There are 10 of us sitting here. Yes, and look how long you took to get it down. Hey, like you said, not everything is easy. That I did. Naruto, do you understand why it took you so long to master this jutsu? Why? Because, Naruto, your chakra control is terrible. Terrible. In fact, it's pathetic. Well, that's a little harsh. Any average ninja with what it takes to even perform and master the jutsu would have taken less than 2 hours, maybe even less than 1, but they would be incredibly exhausted because they don't have as much chakra as you, which is why you don't seem or feel so drained. Truly mastered? Naruto asked himself as his shadow clones dispersed. Don't get me wrong, Naruto. Being able to create up to 10 clones is an admirable achievement, but if you had proper chakra control, you could make twice as many, if not more. What exactly do you mean by truly mastered? You put in the necessary amount of chakra, and if you had proper chakra control, you would have summoned your clones right away with possibly more numbers, but because your chakra control is so bad, you need to push a little more chakra to accomplish the jutsu, and that is a problem. To truly master the shadow clone jutsu, you need to improve your chakra control without the need to add more than you should to the jutsu, and... How can I improve my chakra control? I did tree climbing like everyone else in the academy. It is true that it helps with chakra control, but what they did not tell you is that it is a longer process of improving your chakra control, but there is a greater and more difficult method. There is? Have you ever tried your hand at water walking? Do you mean like what you were doing a few moments ago? I also recall Sasuke doing the same thing? Yes. Had heard of it but never seen it in action or tried it. In fact, no one at the academy has even learned water walking? Then you'll learn today, but don't expect to master it on the first try. Do you want to bet? Naruto inquired, smiling. I don't need to bet because I know. Oh yeah, I'll prove it to you right now. Then do. Master Zen sprang high into the air, his hands crossed across his chest, to land on the center rock he was sitting on in the middle of the river. How about you try to get to this point? Not a problem. To do this, it's almost like tree climbing, except you're not walking or running up along trees. Instead, you're walking on water and a currently moving substance. It's simple. Apply the necessary amount of chakra to your feet and walk forward, and if you fall, you have to start all over. I won't be because I'm going to get it right on the first try. Then show it to me. Naruto took the appropriate hand seal and began to channel his chakra to the soles of his feet, exactly as he had when he was instructed in tree climbing at the academy. He successfully directs his chakra to the soles of his feet before sprinting toward the shoreline and leaps into the air, landing down upon the flowing river. However, when he landed on it, his feet dug down and he struggled to maintain his balance as his form wobbled. "What's wrong, Naruto?" "Nothing," Naruto exclaimed as he struggled to maintain his footing. "You did say you were going to nail it on your first shot, so why don't you come over here and prove me wrong?" "Well, then, here Naruto falls over, splashing into the sea, leaving behind a chuckling Zen Sarutobi, who then laughs openly into the sky as Naruto's head slowly emerges from the water, but only halfway, with his nose above water, turning around and confronting Master Zen with a tiny glare. "You know, Naruto, you better be ready to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk." Naruto's head rises from the water completely, and he spits a spray of water to his right before asking Master Zen. "Didn't you know I was going to fail? You had to have expected it. Didn't I tell you your chakra control was bad?" "Got a point there," Naruto replied as he turned away, returning to shore to try again. "I promise you, Naruto, that mastering chakra control and the shadow clone jutsu will yield the most satisfying results in the progression of your ki control, so don't doubt, don't give up." Naruto, who had not returned to the shore, tilted his head to glance over his shoulder, a smile on his face. He quickly turns around to face his master, recreates the proper seal, and whispers loudly. "Yes, master," said the speaker. "Excellent, my pupil." Sasuke was traveling through the village streets, and he couldn't get Naruto's strength progression from the day before out of his head. "How did you become so powerful in such a short period of time, Naruto?" "You're not the only one who has that thought." Sasuke turned to his right, catching sight of Kiba, who had overheard Sasuke's thoughts that he was speaking to himself loudly. "Kiba, what exactly do you want? Answers just like you." "Oh goody, let's be friends," Sasuke replied sarcastically. "Shut up for a second, okay? You're wondering the same thing I am about Naruto becoming this strong in such a short period of time? So, what? So you must be thinking that Naruto couldn't have made this much progress on his own, right? Do you think he got his training from someone in the village? And it has to be someone good, because Naruto becoming this strong in just 5 days seems like a miracle to me. Just because he made this much progress in 5 days doesn't make it such a great thing, let alone a God-sent miracle, Kiba. Aren't you curious as to what kind of training he received? Why wouldn't I be wondering? Well, then, how about we go find out? I don't have time to waste spying on Naruto, I need to continue with my own training." Sasuke started walking away from Kiba. How do we both know it wasn't the Hokage who gave him such training? This caused Sasuke to pause and peek over his shoulder at Kiba. For all we know, he could be receiving special training from the man even as we speak. That would be preferential treatment, and I'm sure even the village's own ninja would find it unjust. Who else better than the Hokage himself to make Naruto this strong in such a short amount of time? This piqued Sasuke's interest because it was a possibility, but surely the third would not just take Naruto under his wing and no one else, right? It would be considered unjust, even though the Hokage could instruct Naruto because his word was effectively law. Kiba can see that he had Sasuke in his grip and that all that remained was to tie the knot. Actually, I have a strong suspicion that Naruto is receiving training from him right now, as I noticed Naruto leaving the village alone, possibly to a secluded area where they would not be disturbed. Kiba now had Sasuke's complete attention, who was intrigued by Kiba's conspiracy hypothesis, which could be genuine. How would we find him if we went looking? Kiba smirked as his large dog Akamaru landed alongside him, barking. When it comes to the Inuzuka clan, our sense of smell is unparalleled, and fortunately for us, I have Naruto's scent memorized. Once we leave the village, we begin tracking him to wherever he is. Okay, Kiba, I'll entertain you for now, but this better not be a waste of my time, Sasuke reasoned. You're the one with a keen nose, so lead the way? Naruto was now doing much better than before, and when he arrived at Master Zen's point, he leapt up and landed on the same large-spaced stone that his master was standing on, Naruto looking up to him and Zen looking down on him, his arms still crossed over his chest. Very good, Naruto, and I can see that your chakra control has improved. So, am I going to have to keep manually focusing chakra to my feet all the time to do this? No, because you will eventually begin walking on water without even realizing it. Is that all there is to chakra control? Your chakra control has undoubtedly improved, but this does not mean you should stop practicing. Understood. Are you prepared to try the shadow clone jutsu again? Yes, sir. Naruto soared into the air from his position, landing back on shore, bringing up the requisite seal and beginning to channel the appropriate amount of chakra. Master Zen kept his senses alert, sensing the amount of chakra Naruto was putting into it, and it was now considerably better, if not perfect, than before, and it was good enough for now because he wanted to strengthen Naruto's ki control. He watched as there was a puff of smoke and 20 shadow clones of Naruto appeared instead of the previous 10. Now that's better, Master Zen stated loudly as he sprang from his position and landed in front of Naruto. This is sufficient, and we will proceed to the next step. Can you guess? Meditation. Oh, don't cry like it's going to kill you, you'll live. But it sounds extremely boring. However, it is critical if you want to get stronger. I guess? Don't I recall something about whining? I take it back. Naruto exclaimed emphatically. Besides, with the Shadow Clone Jutsu, this should go twice as fast in terms of improving your ki control. I want you to create only 2 Shadow Clones that will stay here on shore. You and your Shadow Clones will assume position and begin. So this meditation is just to improve my ki control? Yes, you are concentrating on ki rather than chakra. I want you to channel your ki, calm and focus your mind, and your ki control should improve twice as fast over time. Why don't I just make a dozen or more clones? Says the author. You don't want to overdo it for yourself or your clones, and we don't want you tired and unable to wake up in time the next morning, do we? I suppose. Master Zen motioned for Naruto to go to the boulder in the center of the river and take up the position, while he turned and looked at the first 2 clones he spotted. The rest of you disperse, but you 2 stay behind. What for? Inquired one of the shadow clones. Are you questioning me? No sir. The rest of the clones poof into the air, leaving only 2 behind. Are you 2 now in charge? But it seems to bore? Do just as I say. Yes, sir, exclaimed the 2 shadow clones. Are you ready to sit? The 2 clones obey as he turns his eyes to Naruto, who is now sitting cross-legged in the middle of the river. Now remember, I want you to focus on channeling your ki rather than your chakra within meditation, and no matter what, stay focused within your meditation, letting nothing around you distract you. I understand. Now take a deep breath, close your eyes, remain still, stay calm, block everything out, channel your ki, and begin. Naruto's clones performed the same thing, and Master Zen observed Naruto and his clones. For the first couple of seconds, nothing unusual appeared to be noticed, but if you studied Naruto, you would notice his ki brightening around his form. The outline of his shape is now glowing a white tint, and the same thing is happening to his clones. Master Zen can detect it, and Naruto is concentrating on his ki to improve his control over it. If Naruto continues to meditate, concentrating his ki, it should improve his control, assuming Naruto has enough patience in the field of meditation, Master Zen reasoned. I wonder how long he'll be able to sit there before his willpower gives out. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Kiba were barely going out of the village, standing just outside the hamlet's opening gates, with Inuzuka in front and Akamaru by his side. So hurry up and pick up his scent already, urged Sasuke. What is that stick up your ass? If it ever appears that I have a stick up my ass, it is either for a good reason or because I simply want to be left alone. Now you and your dog hurry up and lead us to Naruto. Kiba just gave Sasuke a snarl in response before sniffing the air with his nose, while Akamaru did the same, and Sasuke folded his arms over his chest waiting. Kiba and Akamaru had been sniffing the air for Naruto's scent for several seconds now, and Sasuke had continued to watch and observe. Any day now. Hey, I'm trying to focus here. Since when does using your nose to smell a certain scent require concentration? You said it yourself that you knew Naruto's scent by mere memory. For someone who boasts about his superior sense of smell, your time in even finding his scent says otherwise. Oh, and what about you? Since when have I boasted about any of my skills? Kiba remained silent. That's what I thought. Now have you picked up his scent yet? Akamaru barked. Well, would you look at that, Akamaru is faster than you. Shut up already, boy, did you find it? Kiba sniffs, Akamaru barks, and ding. That's Naruto's scent, for sure. Then lead the way, Sasuke questioned, growing frustrated with not finding Naruto but with Kiba. Let's go, Akamaru, says the captain. Master Zen had been watching Naruto meditate while concentrating his ki for 10 minutes, and just a few moments ago, which was happening right now, the water around the rock Naruto was sitting on was flaring up about 5 inches in the air. This was happening while Naruto concentrated on increasing his ki control, the water swirling around the boulder he was seated on. Master Zen sat on the beach with his legs crossed and arms on his chest, his eyes closed, feeling Naruto's ki control improve. However, he heard Naruto start to growl, which caused Master Zen to open one of his eyes and turn at Naruto, noticing his left closed eye begin to twitch. indicating that Naruto was about to crack. You need to learn patience, Naruto, but it's so hard to sit here doing nothing. You aren't doing nothing, Naruto, you are training. I know, but this is just so. Naruto's focus is interrupted as he distracts himself, the water that was swirling around his form falling back into the water, boring. Did I not tell you to block all forms of distraction? Yeah, that includes even me. Sorry, don't apologize, just resume your training. Master Zen's attention was taken away when he sensed two presences approaching them, which Naruto also saw. Master Zen, is there something wrong? Naruto, you weren't perhaps being followed by any chance, were you? No, is there something wrong? Don't worry about it because you can continue with your training in the meantime. Where are you going? To deal with this situation. Master Zen vanished before Naruto's eyes, not with the use of a body flicker, but he did hear the whistle-like sound as he vanished. Where did he go? Are we there yet? Sasuke inquired as he followed Kiba and Akamaru into the forest. Kiba took a deep breath and sniffed the air. Yeah, we're getting close, and we're not too far away. Well, I guess it's about time. Suddenly ahead of them, landing on a tree branch on a knee, was that very familiar cloaked figure who had interrupted the conclusion of Naruto and Sasuke's combat, and it was Master Zen to whom Sasuke was unknown, with the only thing that could be seen being the guy's brown eyes. His unexpected presence forced Kiba, Akamaru, and Sasuke to come to a halt on their own branch, which was now around 50 yards distant from the cloaked Master Zen. The cloaked Master Zen was viewing the three with his right forearm resting on his right knee. You again, Sasuke said, his brows narrowed in annoyance. Just who the hell is this guy, and do you know him? Kiba inquired. Not really, because I've never seen his face, and how I met him is none of your concern. Now, Sasuke Uchiha, what did I tell you about what would happen if you or Naruto got into another supposed spar? The cloaked Master Zen said. You said if we ever fought again, and you're heading in the direction of the boys doesn't imply such? And what would make you think that? For starters, having an Inuzuka with you, with their clan being infamously known for their keen sense of smell, excellent trackers they are, I know you would not be able to find him out here without some help, and what better help than an Inuzuka clan member? To begin with, you'll be surprised to learn that this wasn't my idea in the first place. I was just curious about Naruto's recent activities. And why wouldn't you be? Kiba is the one who suggests that Naruto is receiving training from someone, and that someone could be the Hokage himself. Ha. 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 The third has no time to take students, and whether he likes it or not, he isn't exactly in his prime to be doing so, but that doesn't mean he can't put up a fight. Let me assure you both that Naruto is not receiving training from the third. And how would you have known that? Well, Sasuke, I have to keep an eye on both of you because I know how badly you both want to settle things and find out who is stronger. Or is it because you are the one training him? Even if I were or could, I wouldn't have the time to take on a student because I am far too busy attending to my own duties to the village, lied the cloaked Master Zen. I am going to tell you once to turn around and leave or risk my word to the third himself. I don't care who you are, but I am not going to let you get in our way, exclaimed Kiba. Kiba screamed and leapt for the motionless cloaked Master Zen. Kiba, don't, shouted Sasuke. Kiba descended on Master Zen and, without the assistance of Akamaru, executed his clan's hallmark move Fang over Fang, blasting down on the cloaked figure. Master Zen stood up simply but calmly, skipping to his right and letting Kiba smash through the limb, crashing into the earth below, as Master Zen stated aloud. Ops. Akamaru jumped down to Kiba's rescue, who had his feet sticking up in the air, his legs twitching, and his entire upper body in the ground. As he said, Sasuke gazed down on Kiba, pitying him. Fool, that was a child's mistake you just made. And will you make the same as him? Questioned the cloaked Master Zen, rising up with his hands behind his back and drawing Sasuke's attention. I don't know who you are, but one thing is certain, you are strong. Well, son, I've lived and been around since before your mother was born. I have a quick question for you. A question? How did you manage to stop my jutsu like that the other day? With another jutsu, was that the answer you were hoping to hear? To be honest, he didn't utilize any techniques at all, only his ki. But I didn't even see a hand seal, so how was it possible? There are jutsu in the world that do not require the use of hand seals, such as your clan's bloodline being capable of casting genjutsu with a mere glance into one's eyes. So you have a bloodline then? I won't answer any more of your questions. Will you take your friend and leave, forgetting what happened, or will I have to report this to the Hokage? It's too coincidental. This guy appears out of nowhere blocking my path again. If he knew we were heading towards Naruto, why didn't he stop us a lot sooner before we got this close? Something is going on here, and I can feel it. Well, fine, we're leaving. A wise choice. Kiba, I'm going back to the village. Kiba eventually departed from the earth. What? What a waste of my time, Sasuke exclaimed as he turned around and returned to the hamlet. Hey, wait. I suggest you do the same as him, or I'll have to talk to your clan head. You can't. Oh, but I can, Inuzuka. I report to the Hokage himself, and he can have a strict conversation with your mother through him, and I'm sure you don't want to irritate her. Please don't tell her. Then I suggest you go back to the village and forget about it, understand? Whatever, what? I mean, yes, sir. That's a good boy, now get out of here. Damn, we were so close. Let's go, Akamaru. Akamaru let out a bark before leaping into the trees and following Kiba back to the settlement. Well, that was a close one. Meanwhile, Naruto began his ki control training with the help of 2 shadow clones, and as he was doing so, Master Zen arrived on the coastline, no longer wearing his cloak around his form. He noticed Naruto's concentration in ki control and understood that his ki control was developing because it had to, especially with this method. Naruto has learned 3 things today, with a 4th on the way. He had mastered not only the shadow clone jutsu, but he had also learned and improved his chakra control, which could still be improved, and he was now improving his control of ki. Finally, he would have Naruto try the Kamehameha wave once more to really perfect it. Isn't that good? Master Zen took a seat on the ground, crossed his legs, and closed his eyes, joining Naruto in meditation. Soon after, the sky became orange, signifying the arrival of nightfall, and Master Zen opened his eyes to discover Naruto still meditating, but even Naruto needed to relax from this. That's enough, exclaimed Master Zen. Naruto heard the command and wondered whether he should listen or not, with Master Zen noticing. You can stop now, Naruto, it's time. Hearing Master Zen's comfort, he stops his activity, allowing the water that was gently whirling around the rock he was sitting on to fall back into the water, and Master Zen observed the bead of sweat on Naruto's brow. Would you like to try the Kamehameha again? You know it? Soon, Naruto and Master Zen were back in the same place where Zen first demonstrated the Kamehameha wave to Naruto. You know what is required. Go ahead and see for yourself. Naruto nodded to Master Zen, who stood aside to watch Naruto take his position. I'm confident I can do it. Let's see how you're doing now. Naruto assumed the proper stance, clasped his hands in front of him, and began to recite the incantations. Kamehameha. Naruto's cupped hands came next to his right hip as a blue ball of ki formed within me. The ki expands into a perfect-sized and controlled ball of his ki as he shoots his cupped hands forward as he screamed aloud, "Ha!" The end result? It was a beautiful Kamehameha wave that fired from Naruto's clasped palms, splitting the river's water and not making the waves shoot really high in the air but still being a sight to watch. Naruto's beam dissolved before it even reached the other side of the river, creating a small pop of air part waves in a circular configuration, with the water flying up before falling back and settling in water. Master Zen just chuckled as Naruto looked on, a shocked expression on his face. Did you know what that was, Naruto? Control and perfection, and now you have truly mastered the Kamehameha wave. I really did it this time, Naruto exclaimed excitedly. Congratulations, but please refrain from employing this technique at every opportunity. That's a good idea. I don't want to exhaust myself before the battle even begins. Speaking of fatigue, how did you feel when you first performed this attack on Mizuki? I definitely don't feel as drained. Like I said, mastery over your own ki has its advantages, but that doesn't mean you should stop working on ki control. Naruto nodded, taking his words seriously. After all, with the man you have as your instructor, you're going to need this. Kakashi Hatake. Says the narrator. That man is not to be taken lightly, Naruto. He has been in wars and many battles, and he has taken many lives. He may not look it to you, but he is a powerful ninja, so don't you dare underestimate him, understand? Master Zen wisely said. Not yet, at least, but someday in the future, literally. Naruto bowed to Master Zen, who reciprocated, and the two stood before each other. They were quite ahead of one another at first, until they both stepped into their respective stances, ready to fight, but this was more like a spar in this sunset. Begin, exclaimed Master Zen. The two sparred, with Naruto throwing punches and kicks and Master Zen blocking, parrying, or leaping away in evasion before the two came to a halt as Master Zen shouted. Good. Now do it again. The two then continued to spar with each other. Tomorrow, Naruto would meet a tough opponent, ki or no ki, and Kakashi Hatake, who was widely known for looking beneath the surface, was not to be ignored. The survival exercise for Team 7 begins tomorrow. and they will be judged as ninja of the leaf or not. To be continued.
That's it for this podcast and for listening to this video. If you did enjoy this part of the story, like, share, and subscribe for more. And thank you all for helping support and have a great day.